or something.
Ah, so you can remember everyone. Inna.
No. Marina.
Inna. No.
Absolutely no.
Alexandra.
Alexandra. Okay, so go ahead, help yourself. That's for you there, partner. Go ahead.
Franklin,
Yeah.
which water do you put into your kettle? The filtered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Filter. Oops.
¿Tienes? Yeah, okay.
And you know, next week it's lasagna.
Oh my God!
Next week is lasagna, and then in February we've got probably 3 or 4 weeks. So one is going to be cocktails and hors d'oeuvres together. Another one is going to be a vegetarian meal. I'm not completely vegetarian. And then another meal, if you know anyone who's vegetarian or interested in learning how to cook for vegetarian friends or family. Another one.
I'm half vegetarian, so I should.
How does that work? How
Yeah, I know. Part-time.
Just because I was recommended to eat meat at least once a week.
So
And they have-
meat is like medical marijuana.
In small doses.
But it's mostly chicken.
Well,
All right.
as for me, I've spent a couple of years working in India, and the vast majority of my students are and will be like always vegetarian, because eating like non-vegetarian food is like a crime, so they consider it kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like some kind of like dirty animals like non-halal animals,
Right.
or not like non-Hindu animals like what?
I don't know.
Like porcupine or what else? Like these swine and all these things.
I used to live in Turkey,
And
and
turkey.
some of my students ate pork, but most of them, being Muslim, did not eat pork at all. And it's difficult to find pork, even in Istanbul. And when you do, it's very expensive. Very expensive, even for beef and chicken and lamb,
Lots of chicken.
fish. Yeah.
Lamb. Yeah, I believe that in this community, lamb is very popular. Would you agree?
Well, today,
And it's also yummy.
I don't
I'm a big meat eater.
Yeah?
See, I used to be Russian Orthodox, and there's supposed to be
Used to be?
four.
What do
Yeah,
you mean?
I'm an atheist now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I spent about 20 years limiting myself, like 4 Lents per year, every Wednesday, every Friday. I suppose I'm now eating the meat for all the times when I have to go without.
okay, so these are the things that these are some of the things I'm bringing out now that we will be using.
I'll check Tanya. No, no, sorry.
Wait, but didn't Franklin say that she's booked for
On the 26th, yeah, this is my mistake. I thought it was
Because
today.
I also wrote.
Okay. Well, look, I brought out almost all the ingredients that we need for what we will have. And,
Will we have to make a shop run for the rest?
I have the rest
Shoplifting,
in the refrigerator
not surprising.
up here. You know, on Netflix, if you've heard, maybe even if you haven't seen Netflix, maybe you've seen some news reports of a Japanese woman who...
Mary Kondo.
Mary Kondo. She has books. She has a program now where she's invited into someone's home to help them organize it and to understand how to organize their lives and how to declutter, get rid of all the extras. So I've been starting to do that here, and so I'm really pleased with the results. But as you can see, I have to buy a lot of ingredients to do these classes, and that's why it's like 15 or 20 rubles, because there's a lot to buy and to find in different places. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the things that we have that we'll be using today for the guacamole, for example. What is it?
Avocado.
Yeah, that's right, avocado, right? It's a good avocado. It's nice and soft, not too soft. If you find that it's black in some parts, don't buy it, don't risk it, because it's really soft, it's already gone bad. So this is nice and green, on the outside a little darker, that's fine. Nice and soft, you can squeeze it a little bit like that. When you pass that, and just squeeze that. And have fun with it.
Isn't it like too old already?
No, not at all.
It looks like it's a bit tired.
Like I said, shop run.
Okay.
No, it's fine. That's
It's
fine.
not
Believe me, we
easy.
actually used to grow these in our yard. We had about 60 trees in our yard in California, in Southern California, where they
Do the
grow.
honors.
So,
When did you buy it?
El Sur.
Some days before?
what I generally do is I buy them about 5 or 6 days before I'm going to use them. I put them into a paper bag, and
It's a
then
secret.
I put a banana in with it. A banana, yeah, a banana that's already starting to get brown spots releases gases, which help it to get riper faster.
Thank you, because I like avocado very much.
Oh, okay.
It's difficult to find.
Not good
Yeah,
for kidney stones, though. Don't eat it often. Don't eat it often. That's the way.
Avocado.
Avocado, yeah, because I love avocado too, but I really cut back. So put it in the bag, the brown paper bag. Put it into a dark, dry place that's not too warm, like not right next to the oven, for about 5 or 6 days, and then you'll start to feel it. If it's only soft on the outside, don't buy it. Don't try to use it. You can't. There's no use for it. It must be ready. This is ripe. I have some more. I always buy extra now because sometimes I open them, get surprises.
I don't know,
It's a waste.
I bought beef pork,
Mm-hmm.
and it was brown, already brown. And,
Was it okay inside?
It was okay, it
Okay.
was tasty.
It depends on the kind. If it's
But
fuerte,
it was more like round, you know? This
Oh, right.
No,
well, like this.
small, yes. Small.
This is a different kind. There's Hassa, there's fuerte. There are different types. So,
And it was definitely brown.
oh,
Much more brown now.
No,
and if it was okay, then it's okay. Then it was all right.
no,
All right.
no extra porción.
You can
Sorry.
see, and I'll show it so that they can see there
Disculpame, por
too.
favor.
I forget because I've never had a live.
Oh, it looks
Is
so
it live or are you just
delicious
recording it?
in my
It's
face.
live.
Oh, it's live. Okay. Well, let me get closer so they can
No,
see.
no, no.
No? It's all right.
That's okay,
Yeah,
that's okay. You
Okay.
just be you.
Well, let's take a look on over here. We've got. I forgot. What is it? Can you help me? What's this? It is. Good job.
Nice
What's this?
job. Pepper.
Pepper, right? Sweet pepper here. We call this bell pepper often in English.
Bell, like belly.
It could be. Or it could be like a bell.
It was,
Ah.
this was a better attempt of a joke. Sorry, guys.
Yes, it's chili.
Chili, yeah. And another kind. I've never seen these before, but I found them last night
My
when I was
mother
shopping.
grows this kind of
Is it,
chilies.
is it very hot?
No,
Okay.
this one is
Guess what
on
we're about
top.
to find out.
This one is a little hotter, right?
Yeah, my father likes chili peppers.
You should have come.
Lime?
Limes, absolutely. Limes. I just like limes with lemon water also. But also,
Mhm, me
we
too.
sprinkle it on the avocado after we make the guacamole because it keeps it nice and green and it doesn't discolor. It also adds a bright flavor. And
Sweet onion?
the kind of a white onion there.
Many
Sweet.
students say onions.
Onion. Oh, okay.
Onion?
We say onion
Okay.
in there. And all of you know this.
Oh yeah,
This is great.
bacon.
Right, so you've got your bacon here, and we'll use this to add flavor and fat. But the fat actually does add flavor to the.
So we're gonna be fat.
Yeah, that's right. No
You
choice. Here, now you can use a round steak, a flank steak, something like that, and some recipes have that. But for example, people in your family probably make borscht, right? But probably your family's recipe has maybe a few different versions. Yours does. There are many
It's
versions.
like the Russian salad for New Year. There could be battles about how exactly to make the Russian salad properly. The same with borscht.
And the same thing with chili con carne. We have
We'll
competitions.
make it your style.
Yeah, today we'll try this. So I bought 1.5 kilos of this. And so this should be enough to feed us and maybe we'll have some leftovers. So I have plastic containers so you can take some home. It doesn't look like much, but then if you see that I also made here some
Beans.
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 A
Oh, I
whole
love
big
it.
container of beans here. Probably, how much does it weigh, Max? About the same as you, right?
How
much? How many kilos?
Measure it in cats. How many cats? Half a cat.
One Scooby, right?
Is there a special name for white beans and the brown beans?
Yeah, actually, I was looking when I was shopping for pinto beans. But pinto beans I can only find in Middle Eastern shops in Komarovka. There are
Really?
1 or 2 shops that sell them. I wasn't at Komarovka, so I bought something that's a little bit darker, but it'll be fine. If you get to the Caribbean areas of Mexico, you might find that they use dark beans like red beans or black beans. And in the Caribbean, even though they're Hispanic, like in Dominican Republic or in Cuba, Puerto Rico, they generally use black beans. Well, it looks kind of like a soup here. Now, I made this last night, and the reason is because they start very hard. It takes 2.5 hours. You boil them at first. Always keep a lot of water on top of them, about that much extra, and then simmer them for another 2.5 hours until they're soft and mushy. The only thing I put in here last night was, as you can see, a big chunk of the bacon, the grudinka, actually. Okay, so that's the only flavoring they have. Also, some people put salt in. Please, if you're going to do this from scratch, don't put salt in at the beginning. And the reason is it's going to make a tougher bean. And you don't want a tougher bean, you want a nice soft bean. So if we're going to put in salt, we're going to do it maybe the last half hour. Okay? So these fresh from the refrigerator, they sat overnight. Normally I put in a lot of seasonings for flavor. Some of the seasonings today are
Is that cumin seed?
cumin. Yeah. Cumin, I think, no. Cumin? Wait,
In
It's
español,
not the same.
turmeric, maybe.
Pero es como cumin.
Turmeric?
Cumin is similar.
yeah, turmeric. Yeah,
Turmeric.
in India it's
Because
more
that's
common.
not from the seeds, you see, that's something a little different there. And then we have oregano. We've got
Chili.
chili powder.
Chili powder. Yeah,
Yeah. And then, surprisingly,
What?
cocoa.
cocoa. Cocoa powder. Cocoa powder, absolutely. We put the
Really?
cocoa powder in our chili.
People, and to confuse people, I suppose.
And then we also add a dark,
Dark beer.
a nice
Half
dark
black
beer. I got 2 kinds here, so we'll put half and half. Porter, rather 820 porter dark beer.
Because Corona is not very strong,
Not,
so in case some people want to, make it stronger. Am I right?
yeah,
Meat.
it's not really that strong. Also, of course, black pepper,
Okay.
freshly ground. We'll add some more beans, so I need a very big pot when I cook this, okay?
I'm going to add this.
I'm gonna add
Yeah,
these
well.
to this, plus this, and pray that it all works out well. We're also gonna put in some sriracha, which is Thai, from Thailand, sauce, chili sauce. I don't find it hot, but I grew up with chili on a lot of our foods, even at breakfast. And,
Even on ice cream?
hmm?
Are you the kind of person who would have chili on ice cream?
Chopped tomatoes, okay? And then you could have tomato paste too. I think I have some in the fridge. Some salt. And I think that that's almost everything. We're going to have these just on the side of our plate, the pepperoncini,
What's
which
that?
is actually Italian, but they make it in Mexico, and you guys make it also. You know, it's just pickled little chilies
Were
there.
you able to buy this here?
Oh yeah, they sell it at Corona
Corona supermarket.
and
Apparently
Gipo.
Max knows. Max knew the answer to this question.
Oh, he's
He
seen
is
it.
a much more enthusiastic cooker than me.
All right. This I got in Hungary. This is Hungarian paprika powder. This is sweet paprika powder though. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to make it too spicy. You change it as you like it, of course. Put in more or put in less. So we have all these chilies, but we don't have to use very much. And we don't have to use much of the powder, just to give it the flavor of being chili con carne. Okay? With our guacamole, which is going to be avocado with a bit of chopped up onion and something called, I think you call it quinza or
Kinza.
quinza. We call it cilantro.
Cilantro.
Right.
Absolutely.
Used
I
in
love
India.
it. Love it. No. I actually I discovered it in Publix.
Really?
When I've been staying in Florida this year.
Oh, okay. They use it a lot. Yeah, Hispanic people use it, especially in Mexican cooking. So we'll use that today.
Just curious, who's hungry?
Uh,
Because for really hungry people, that would be hard to
Yes.
hear the whole thing.
I know.
We ate. We knew what was coming.
I usually
I
tell
only
people.
cooked the dinner and
Oh my God.
that's it.
Wow.
And I have okay, I will be
Oh, okay. No problem.
That's because you're being live streamed. You don't want people to notice.
And can I ask Anne, please once again duplicate all these ingredients en español para
Sí.
por ejemplo. Sí, es avocado.
Aguacate.
Sorry?
Aguacate.
Aguacate.
O palta, se
Palta.
llama
Oh, okay.
en Latinoamérica, en algunos lugares. Es un tema de cómo se llaman los productos en España, en Latinoamérica. Aguacate, pero palta.
¿Tú eres español? ¿Español?
Soy
o-
profesora de
Ah,
español.
profesor de español, sí.
Tomates cherry.
Muy bien. Su acento es perfecto.
¿Qué más?
Los bobos,
Los
¿no?
bobos, sí.
¿No?
Frijoles.
Frijoles. ¿no?
Carne molida se llama, cuando es así triturada. Carne molida.
Madrileña acento.
Madrileña.
Sí.
Como carne, pero
Much more.
soy vegetariana, de hecho. Llevo mucho tiempo sin tenerlo en las manos. De legumbres tenemos lima, tenemos cebolla, tenemos pimiento, chile,
Ujú.
algo más, limón.
Limón, sí.
También tenemos sal, pasta de tomate, salsa tailandesa, una salsa tailandesa, pimiento, cerveza
Cerveza también, sí.
oscura,
Sí.
no sé por qué.
Sí.
Vamos a ver. Tenemos peperoncini, es algo al estilo italiano.
Ujú.
¿Qué más?
Okay.
Tenemos
Muy bien.
pan. Sí, sí.
Y and then here
Harina de maíz.
we have the ingredients that we're going to use to make the cornbread. Okay, and as I was saying, there are different kinds of cornbread. In the south of the United States, they make cornbread which is not sweet. We tend in the north or to the west to make it sweet, so we add a bit of sugar. Sugar is one of the ingredients. Corn flour, another,
And honey. Right?
and
So,
we'll have a honey butter, on top of it. Absolutely. We'll have eggs, and we will have baking powder also in there. All right, and I believe milk. So I've got milk in there to bring out also. So that's about it for our ingredients, I think, besides the chips over there.
Sounds like the whole shop to me.
This is what it takes to make one of these meals, and so you guys are going to make it. I'm going to guide you. I'll give you the instructions on how to make it. Actually, one of you can kind of read them out to the others as you're doing it, and we can set you up so that if we need to chop things, then fine. You can see I opened this up because I had a little snack this morning. I cut it in half, and then what we generally do is get a heavier knife if we can. Whoops. Sometimes it doesn't slide like that, so then we just attack it with this tip
Attack.
and bring it out.
A terrorist attack.
So we don't need that anymore. And with this, generally the easiest way is to use a spoon to scoop it out, like this, okay? So I wanted to show you this. Now, I was making my breakfast and then I said, oh, I'll show them. You can buy the tortillas, look over there.
Yeah.
You know the
They're
tortillas,
everywhere
you can buy them everywhere. Don't eat them cold.
Okay.
Don't eat them cold. Get a skовородka, your frying pan, and heat them at a pretty high heat. When you're done heating them with that, for the best flavor, I keep this hot and I just go like this very quickly, and like this, and like this, and like this.
Seriously?
And it smokes and it burns a little bit, just a few seconds, and the flavor and the aroma is perfect. This is too clean. This flavor is just too clean.
And you don't use oil.
No, you don't need to. And it shouldn't be hard like this. It's been waiting for you guys, but it will be soft, but it will be black a little bit here and there, and it'll smell very nice and all. Then you just take your avocado, spread it over here, some salt, some pepper, and some sriracha sauce, for example, on top of that. And there's your breakfast. Fold it over. Have that with cafecito,
But
con
we better
leche.
not experiment with a gas stove, right?
I'm sorry?
We better
Oh,
not experiment with
Please
gas.
do. We used
Or
gas.
it's okay.
We used gas. And when I was growing up, absolutely, it's fun.
Okay.
No problem at all. Let's show you. Can you please hand me the tortillas there?
I got addicted to avocado when I was pregnant. Whenever I came to work, the HR manager, who was particularly protective of me, would make me sandwiches with avocado instead of butter.
Oh, it's so sweet.
The best thing ever.
And now the same attitude to avocado, right? Still, you like it.
Oh yeah, it's just that I don't make sandwiches with it. To be honest, I just eat it raw. And just scoop it with a spoon and eat it.
It's great in salads.
Yeah,
Also,
it's salads
it's
with
great with
salad.
salads.
Oh,
Oh, it
my
sounds
goodness. Hungry person detected.
One of the things that I want to teach is a class on some great breakfast sandwiches that you can make with fresh ricotta, which you can make. And then it's called boozy blackberries. So I'll find berries.
Boozy? Like
Boozy.
booze?
Yeah, you actually cook them on the stove with some sugar and then with some bourbon, for example, or brandy, something like that. And then you finish cooking those and you put that over. And there's a nice, good quality bread, not the normal white, bakery bread. And it's kind of thick. And you put the avocado on it, and you put the ricotta, and then you put this on it. So we'll do something like that. So I'm waiting for this to get hot enough. In the meantime, we need to start on this, right? So, whoops, let me.
Inviting.
Whoops.
So exciting.
It's very exciting in here. All right, so what we need to do is to start cooking the meat. There's so much meat that we'll use two places, this and this. As soon as we do the tortilla here, we'll do that. So I'm going to turn this one on. And you check the screen and see if it's still showing something. That should be the recipe. Is it black?
We need a password.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the kitchen.
It's in my phone.
Okay, so first thing we need to do, I need someone over here, please.
Okay.
And
Will you?
please open this, use this, use this. I just sharpened it today. Open that up, and we need 6 slices, about this big, please. About this big. Yeah, about that thick or so, because it's harder to do it any thinner, unfortunately.
I tried. I cooked, I don't know how to say, говяжьи медальоны. It's beef.
Beef medallions?
Maybe. And they should be wrapped in very thin, very fried.
Oh, nice.
And they're really strong.
It's hard. It's better if you freeze it. Almost it's better if you
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
Okay, so guys, here we go. We're going to cook the bacon in that big pot there. Medium heat for, well, until it's nice and crispy, actually. And then we're going to put in the meat inside. So go ahead and...
Okay, just a chair. Like this?
A little thinner, please. Yep, about like that. 6. Yeah.
6 pieces.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep going like that. You have to let them get a bit hotter. This one we'll bring down here. Okay, and then we're going to have to do this. So Nick, if you're going to go ahead and let's wait for this. This is going to have to get hot.
Yeah, I can.
This is today's recipe is very, very easy. So it's a little tough when I have a good group of people for everyone to have something to do. And I'm going to start thinking about things. I'm going to show you how to dice onions. Have you seen how to dice onions before? Have I shown you?
I think so.
I
think now.
No, I haven't shown. Of course, I haven't shown you. Have I shown you? No. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that over here while this is heating up, and we'll use this space. Could you please put this on the table? Thank you. So. All right. Good. So. You need to cut this if you...
Would you mind if I overlook?
Not at all, no problem at all. Maybe it's easier to see from there if you guys want to go over there too. Okay, so I'm going to just cut off this top part right here. This is one way of doing it. It's not the only way. And I've learned it from others. I've never gone to a school. I've taken cooking classes. So what we're doing today is home baking. This is not professional kitchen work that a chef would do, because a chef would probably die laughing.
That was a disclaimer.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely a disclaimer, because people say, wait, what are you doing teaching? What are you doing wearing that hat?
My lesson, half an hour before we set off for your place, was with the chef.
Oh, really? You had a cooking lesson, or?
But
You were teaching the chef English, right?
No, like business English.
Oh.
Oh, I see, okay.
Right, and
That's English.
he's running his sushi bar.
Oh, all right.
So he gave me a couple of tips, like how to cook rice, but I think it it's not helping to tell me how you do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it yourself.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's no problem at all, because I've got to get this off. All of this comes
I mean, it's it may be a bad habit of a lot of teacher talking time when you can be like, oh yeah, I have this experience, and as a result, the student doesn't have all these opportunities to speak because you have so much experience and you can give examples on everything.
We all have a lot
So-
of experienced students and teachers, so it's like tennis. The ball is in your court, the ball is in my court. It's at least 50-50.
Okay, let's see what I'm doing here. And I'm not going all the way because I'm not trying to. I'm just stopping here. And I'm making very thin cuts down like this.
Ежик.
Okay. And whoops, I should put my fingers there, but I'm doing it at a weird angle for all of you. Let me just go into my normal speed. Come around here or go over there, please, so you can
The
see.
smell, is it okay?
Yep. Thank you. So there we go, making little small cuts because we're dicing right now. Good, remember what I said. Now let's get back to this. And I'm just going to pop it there. It's going to start smoking here. I'm going to turn this on.
Oh my god.
What? It's normal. It smells good for me and tastes good. This is like home cooking and like this. And so I'm going to, it's done. That's all we're doing. I need one of those spoons over there, please. Can you hand it to me?
Teaspoon?
And a fork. Spoon and a fork.
Okay.
Oh,
You got it.
like surgery.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Like a scalpel.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so scoop out this. Who's gonna do that? I need someone's hands,
Medium
please.
nice, me?
Okay, go ahead.
Would you like? Okay.
You wanna scoop it out? Okay, very good. You're gonna scoop that out. I'm gonna put this on over here. We're gonna put these inside here. We're trying to bring out the fat from these. The great thing and the bad thing about Belarusian pork is that usually there's not too much fat. The bad thing about American, the bad thing about American,
I can bring you pork with exactly lots of fat.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Shall I put it back into the fridge? Right?
please.
Um,
Though sometimes you need bacon fat and bacon drippings, and that's what we're trying to do here. So about, I was just checking it, but about 6 minutes each side. Just check those.
6 minutes?
About 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes at this. And this is at 4 or 5. Okay, now I'm going to give you a different tool, Max.
It's working.
Now I need for
Not
you,
working.
can you get all of this out,
It's not
please?
working. Yes.
Sorry.
I see that all those hours watching TV series with me in English starting to pay off. And we watch various crazy stuff, like Call the Midwife.
Oh, right, PBS. Very good.
What's that?
Something?
It's
It's
literally
about
about
midwife.
obstetricians. And I'm watching it together
Can we
with Mark.
use just
Because why not?
fat instead of just baking the
Well, we're going to use that also, so might
because
as
you
well.
can buy fat in the shop.
crunchy.
Oh, that's true. I'm not using that because I don't think we can do that. You can in Mexican stores, you can buy lard, and they cook with that.
Sala.
Okay. And keep smashing
Can
it,
it
please.
define lard?
Hmm?
Can it define lard? Because
In
it's
the
not
US?
clear to me.
Yeah, you can in the U.S., at least when I lived there. Mind you, I haven't lived there in a long time. I've been out of the States mostly since '88. I've gone back for some visits, but I don't go back very often. But yeah, we always had lard available because Mexicans use it for making tortillas. They don't use butter or oil.
This one looks really nice.
It has to be crunchy. That's why it's going to take a long time.
Because they think it's more healthy, or
No,
because,
it's not
it's
healthy.
like,
Mexicans don't care. It's just cheap.
okay.
It's cheap. Right. They don't have big incomes.
Yeah, taste
They make
it's cheap.
tortillas all the time, so. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's cheap for you guys if you like street food, so please don't eat it every day.
Yeah. Mexican people generally have one build. We're round like cylinders or like fire plugs. We're not generally thin very long. I'm Mexican American and American Indian.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so when we cook our food and all, you can see we just become like, we go straight down. We don't have these V shapes.
What struck me in India was the figure of Ganeshji. It's an Indian god, and it kind of has this figure like an onion itself. And Ganesh has a cabeza, a head of like an elephant, exactly. Right. And it always sits like this, like on a mouse, like this. Yeah. And it's one of the favorite gods.
I've heard of Ganesh.
Yeah. They like it that.
How about Kali?
Kali?
Can you tell me something about Kali? Isn't she an Indian goddess?
Kali? No, es un cartel mexicano. Y también es de ciudad.
This one is the.
No,
Good. It's about this. We want it crispy.
Y también
Yes.
yo sé
Yeah,
que
that's good.
I like this one
que
better.
la ciudad
They
es
look really nice.
Keep going faster.
What shall I do with the mince?
Just wait, because we need to take out this bacon in a couple of minutes. And then we're gonna take out the bacon once it's crispy.
Kobe's awake.
Yeah. Okay, now Max has done a good job here of mashing it. This is what we do. Now, we need just to grind, grind some pepper over this. Okay. Put some, and we're gonna share this, all of us. So don't put too much for everyone, but I find I have to be careful in Belarus with Belarusians because you're just not used to so much spice. Well, just, yeah, that's fine. And we need some salt, please. A bit of salt. And just put it in your hand and then sprinkle it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you watch those. What I'd like for you to do.
Yeah, sure.
And then, as I was showing this, is, now, can you get some sriracha? Put sriracha on it. Yep.
Looks like.
Crunchy. Good. If it's crunchy, you can take it out with that. Yep. Any plate. That's fine.
Like I said, that's probably all I have to do today.
Oh my god.
It's like masala.
Tabasco.
Mas.
Mas?
Yeah, make a line. Like you're decorating a cake.
Super spicy.
Huh? Good job, Max. Thanks. Okay, so she's put a bit of this on, and I'm going to just move this out of our way here, and very quickly just kind of heat that up a bit. I don't normally have to do that, but I don't want to serve it cold either. Exactly. So, guys, just so you can test it, this is what I have for breakfast, like this morning, sometimes. My mom always used to have this available for us. There are quite a few of us, right?
Just a question, Franklin, do you always have time for breakfast?
Yeah, I get up 3 hours before my first lesson, and I have about an hour and a half of peace and quiet to make breakfast.
I wonder what time you get up.
I get up 5:30, 5 o'clock.
It's a wonderful time to get up.
It is. It's peaceful. Scooby needs to be fed, so.
Say in Spanish, вкуснотища. Sí, riquísimo.
It's like a kind of a pizza in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Max criticizes me for not waking him up earlier in time for breakfast.
Oh.
Well, that's because if I have to choose between 20 minutes of sleeping and 20 minutes of anything else, I always
My
choose
son
sleeping.
likes it.
What time do you get to bed?
Well, that depends. If I have lessons with people in other time zones.
Franklin,
Uh,
we can put some mince here.
Yeah, we're gonna put lemons here. You guys wanna grab and try?
Yeah, sure.
How much?
Max, where are you?
How much?
Maxi!
Sure.
Ishka!
Yeah.
Un poquito de
Next one, try. You don't? You
Это вкусненько, малыш, ты
I
чё?
will. I
Ah.
will try just a sec.
Louis gonna eat your part. You're welcome. Is he afraid of chili or? Try.
You find kids annoyingly conservative. Like,
I don't know it. It's not.
certain things he helps me cook but doesn't try.
Oh, okay. That's all. It's just something to have in the morning.
And a small mistake.
everything. Take the bacon out.
All right, Nick. I'll give you each a knife and a plate.
Okay.
All right, so again, put your hand like this. Huh? Not like this. Like this.
Come on, guys.
Can I have another?
I need to have my
Franklin, sorry. Can I have another?
Please do. Yeah, give me some more.
That's
Now look.
my insurance.
I need sour cream. I need yogurt. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'll really minimize the sauce. I mean, chili for you today, because otherwise you won't eat it. So the way to grab a knife is like this, right? With these three fingers, you're going to grab this part. With these two, you're going to grab this part. Always when you cut, you're doing it like this. Cut. Show me. And you're going to pinch this. Yeah, pinch this with your this and this. That's what you're doing for control. Controlero, ¿verdad?
Para controlar.
Well, whatever you say. Okay.
Sí, ahora
Ahora. And
hacemos,
slice. Yep.
hacemos
That's right. And again. Otra vez. Oops. Too far. Now you
Sorry.
can have- Not so far there, please. And again. And again. Keep going. I'm getting out of the way. It's a very sharp knife. I just
Yeah.
sharpened it today, so it's very
Absolutely.
easy. You know
So
what's
you gotta get a health insurance for yourself before you do it.
You know what's dangerous is when you don't have a sharp knife.
Oh,
If you don't have it, then you have to push more,
have to apply,
things
yeah.
slide, and you cut yourself.
exactly.
This is not dangerous as long as you control it this way. So look at how he's holding it there. So he can show he is
Yeah, like
with these three fingers here and these two fingers
first you buy
pinching
and you don't
the blade.
pinching the blade.
And bring your finger up. Don't put it on right there. There you go. To control it.
Okay.
Now
Do I do the
it's
next
not
one?
done.
Something.
Okay.
Now what you're going to do is to. I'm going to show you what you need to do. So again, three fingers here, pinching the blade like this. Okay? And when you have that, now you're not going to cut down yet. You're going to cut at an angle, not all the way through, and again, through there.
That, which is next to impossible.
I'm going to show you on this one, and you can do that one.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay? That's all. Just like that. Very sharp, very easy. And again, down like this. You see, I didn't go all the way through. I can still hold the whole thing up like this. It's at an angle. It's not parallel. It's at an angle, down slightly. And then you just start, again, remember your fingers are like this to protect them. You're holding that, and down, and down, and down. Pinching, keeping these like a claw. It's always to protect yourself.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
if you have an older onion, it's gonna be slippery on the top. Take that down layer off, throw it away. Okay, you don't want it like that because it's gonna be dangerous for you. Make sure this is stable too. Okay, come on over here. Hold the knife first, show me you can hold the knife.
Like
That's
this.
what-
Um,
I'm sorry.
Like
it's hot
this.
ready.
And now?
We're gonna start putting the onion in a minute, yeah, as soon as we're mixed done. Good job, yep, that's right. Now what we're doing here is dicing. Very, very small pieces of onion.
Why not chopping?
Chopping is bigger pieces, big chunks, big pieces. So some recipes call specifically for this. Now we have some left over. We don't want to throw it away. There's no reason to. So again, we're going to hold it like this, and we'll just go ahead and control it the best we can to get very small pieces from it. We're not in a rush. We're not. That's okay. We're not professionals. Thank you very much.
We'll eat it anyway.
Okay, good. Please put all of this into the meat there.
My meat is ready.
You're going to need to get
Really
ready.
ready.
Into this
All that
meat.
goes in. Yep, all of it.
Including
Seal, seal, seal.
the leftover, right?
you're gonna do the same thing over here.
I've done it. You see, I've also took part in this.
No, you're not done. You're gonna do that whole thing. Take off the top, and can you connect the check him? Can you come over here, please? I'm gonna give you a nice.
But I'm a
How are
slow
you doing
learner,
there? Good.
actually. So I need to do like this, and
What's next?
Go not all
He's
the way.
making more. We're getting more onions ready. Now, can one of you
Not all the way,
come
right?
on over
Yeah.
here?
not completely to leave some space,
How
and
about the top layer? Weren't you supposed to take off the top layer?
I don't know, but I suppose it was like pre kind of.
There you go. Good job.
I suppose I'll take it too seriously, almost religiously.
There you go.
Because we'll eat it anyway.
How come you're not crying? How come none of us are crying? I mean, it's onion, isn't it?
Because maybe it's plastic. So not in an angle to cut it. I'm not sure if I do it correctly.
Well, it looks pretty much like what Franklin was doing.
Onion and bell pepper.
Dicing.
Okay, so
Franklin,
Yeah.
I'm just curious. How come none of us are crying? I mean, we are dicing
some
onion.
onions do have this kind of the gas that comes up, I think, front, and some don't. These are really good onions, sweet onions.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Are you holding the knife correctly there? Pinching it?
Yeah?
Make sure you're
Probably.
pinching it. Let's take a look.
Probably.
All right.
This.
All right, they're a little big, aren't they?
Yeah, like I need to.
Oh, we'll just separate them, that's all. I see. Okay. Yeah, just separate those out and quickly put those in.
I've
to
read
the other
somewhere that
Okay, do I?
you are chewing
Do
gum.
I?
Yep, that's right.
Really, I never
That's fine.
tried.
Together with this one, right?
Yeah.
I
Good.
just
All of
Scooby
that.
seems very alive.
Okay.
Yep.
Do I put it in the same?
No, the next one, please.
and
This is sort of the meat also.
Okay. So you see, I've also participated in this.
I know, but I don't try. I need pepper. I need pepper. I think it looks like
Come on
already.
over. So, we've got
Okay.
pepper.
Can I just finish it? Because I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, please do, please do. I know. You want some
Yeah.
more, Nick?
Anyone would like to?
No, thanks.
Would you?
I'm okay.
How did you live in India? It's very spicy there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Disappear.
You died.
Now I can wash it.
I kind of had to tolerate all these spicy dishes,
Yeah.
and in the end, it ended up
Introducing
with
Scooby.
Oh, who's that?
Scooby, because Scooby is the main ingredient of whatever is happening here.
Plenty of love.
Is it? Is she?
She's a patron saint of this kitchen.
Okay.
And the garden angel.
And the main
Okay,
editor.
so let's take a look at what we're doing on over here. Good, she is dicing over there. Good job. Checking. She's pinching it. She's folding in her fingers. Good. Stable base. Now we've got a sweet pepper. Maybe if I put it over here, it's easier.
No, don't, like, you're good. Whatever
You
you're
can
doing.
see this too.
Yeah, we see everything.
All right. And again, for this, would you like to do this?
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm doing is this. So, again, pinch, 3 fingers, pinch, and good. And then with the other fingers like that, hold that, and just drop and immediately put it in there. Please remember to eat almost to the 3.
I do it a little bit different.
Let's get these onions in there. So immediately, we get this in. There's your next bit.
3 for this or 3 for
Please
mine?
reserve some of these.
For my
Yeah, that's fine.
3 for this or for mine?
Both. Both. Yep. Half, half. Okay, let's go back to the instructions. Nick, you want to come on over?
Yeah.
Take a look. Over at the onion, bell pepper, sweet bell pepper, sweet pepper. Yeah. Garlic seasoning, garlic ready. So let's cut half of this, and again, you know, carefully. Half of it cut. I mean, cut the whole thing, please, Mama, but eat some of it. garlic. Where did I put garlic? Aquí. Mira. So, up there, that metal thing, it's right in the middle, see the garlic press? Yep, that's it, that's the one.
What do you call this?
A garlic press.
Okay.
And,
Oh wow.
normally.
I've only ever used an onion press, which is bigger.
So this is a garlic press.
Girls, am I the only ignorant person here who's never seen one? I've always just used onion press for everything.
It's okay. I have the same.
Well,
Okay, good.
Do I
I'll show you.
limpio?
I'll show you one way to do it that's very easy, just a sec.
I know the bad way.
Nick, you wanna come over here where you've got some more space to work?
Yeah, of course.
And let's get you, please excuse me.
Here.
Yep,
Okay.
good. Come on over.
Sure.
Very simple, this is fun also. Right, guys, you know about this, right, with garlic? You just put it here, and you do that, and you take off the shell very easily, right? And then you just, again, pinching, fingers in, keep the point down, don't lift it up all the time, except the back end. You just keep mincing it like this. There's small pieces we need. Alright? And then, put it up. Pop that in, she needs it. Again, please. Right? Questions?
Well, what's next?
Do I
I don't know.
Right here.
like this?
Yep, now hold on to it. Really hold on to that because you don't want it flying. There you go, just one time. There you go, now peel it.
I never knew it was so easy.
It's very easy. Yeah. Very easy. Oh. Taking care of her. Can you read the instructions, please, on number 2 also?
Heat 1 tablespoon of the reserved bacon drippings in the saucepan over
Can I put it
medium
here?
heat. Here and
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Add the onion and bell pepper and cook, stirring until soft, about 5 minutes. Add the garlic and 1 teaspoon salt until 2 minutes. Add the chili powder, cumin, paprika, oregano, and tomato paste and cook, stirring until the tomato is bread.
Cool. Can you go, okay, so we're gonna go here, I'm gonna take a look. I need the ingredients. How much of each?
1/4 cup chili powder.
Tell me you're done. 1/4 cup chili
How
powder.
much garlic do we need?
I'm sorry.
How much garlic do we need?
Please, all of that. Все.
And divide evenly.
Yeah, that's right. Divide evenly is great.
It says 4 cloves garlic finely chopped.
Okay, good. I put in more because we
Oh,
have.
I got kosher salt.
That doesn't matter. Salt, kosher salt doesn't matter. We're using table salt here. I have some sea salt also, but that's what we're using for today.
For cumin, it also says 1 tablespoon.
All right. So I've got
Is that it
tablespoons
clear?
about this. What I'd like for you to do is, can you please tell her?
Some of the ingredients also, I'll tell you them all.
Okay. So what's the first ingredient you've got listed actually?
1 large slice of bacon,
Scissors.
2 pounds ground beef, 1 large onion, 1 large green bell pepper, 4 cloves garlic, salt, 1/4 cup chili powder, 1 tablespoon
Okay,
ground
stop there,
cumin.
please. 1/4 cup chili powder. That's all right. We'll just wipe that. Okay, so 1/4 cup. This is a 1/4 cup here. Can you pour all of that in there? Yeah, we're going to put in a bit less, quite a bit less, because you guys are
Where do I
Belarusians
put
and
it?
you will die. We'll have to call Skoro
The other.
for you.
But I hope you will not be happy.
Yeah. You don't even need to hit it really hard for this to come off. But
Yeah, but I like it in powerful actually.
okay.
Yeah, otherwise it's
Why do
like,
it?
yeah,
All right.
I don't feel full satisfaction if I don't
Okay, full satisfaction guaranteed. Is that all we have? So
Can I put it here?
this was for only just one. This is for only 2 pounds of meat, but we actually have about 3.5 pounds of meat, so we do need more to give it that flavor. Good. Maybe. Yeah, good. What else?
Cumin, 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
Okay, this is the biggest one that we've got, a tablespoon. So you need about one of these plus one of these of that. I'm adjusting it because we have more meat and more beans.
1
One of those and one of these. Make sure it's
My
level.
favorite is
No,
aubergines.
the whole, please. Good.
Indoor pan, frying pan. It is fried in my pan. It is hot.
Yes, looks like.
Good. What else after that?
Paprika, 2
Paprika.
teaspoons.
Paprika is here. Two. Teaspoons. Okay, so what we need is the big tablespoon because this equals 3. And this is sweet, it's not spicy. Okay, so we have 3 of these, please. 3. Wait a minute. She said
2
2.
teaspoons.
Oh, 3 teaspoons. Well, yeah, but we need 3 because we have extra meat. So that's 3
Oh,
teaspoons. That's
Ella McCoy says, thank you for the tip of making an avocado ripen sooner.
Yeah, hello from South Africa.
Oh,
You must have met Ella during the Teachers Talk Shop whole event.
okay. And
The
what
red
else?
head.
What else do we have, please?
Then there's oregano, 2 teaspoons.
Oregano?
Oregano.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yours is the British pronunciation.
oregano.
Just checking
It's
myself.
American pronunciation, right? The Brits do say oregano. Yeah.
1 of this.
I'm sorry, how many?
2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons, so 1 tablespoon, please. There you go. Bravo.
Y también Edgar dice que quiero mi porción.
What else?
Cocoa powder, no, tomato paste, 2 tablespoons.
Tomato paste. That's chopped tomatoes. So hold on just a moment. How much?
Английский, по-русски.
No, tomato paste, 2 tablespoons.
So 3 tablespoons, please.
Tiene su lógica.
¿Y qué más? ¿Qué more else?
Amber beer,
3.
Yes.
1 12-ounce bottle.
Chef.
Yeah, but we have extra meat and beans, so we're gonna put in probably 1.5 of those. Can you open those, please?
What do I need?
Open up the beer with these.
This is
Oh, the beer, time to open the beer.
Is there special equipment or just?
Yeah, I have something for you, Nick. Just let me get that here.
No necesito
So do
ser.
you have, oh, excellent.
Y
So
que-
just have it ready.
Okay.
Put it right over there, please. And open the other one as well, please.
Okay.
Get that out of your way.
Okay, Franklin, I'm just wondering, should we add anything more?
This stuff she's making for you, the seasoning, so. That's right, good. What else, please?
So after beer, we have 2 tablespoons of
Here.
unsweetened cocoa powder.
Okay, so,
Cocoa powder?
no, not yet.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and mix this together, so see that red thing right there? There you go. Mix it all together, please.
Why don't we just put some
And mix that very well.
ready here and ready here?
You should see making Chinese food. There's like so many things you have to chop up.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
my god, it's crazy. It takes 3 hours to make the meal, and you eat in the last. Okay, let's pour in the beer, please. Pour in 1.5 of those.
Okay.
1 full 1.5 of those. And you keep stirring, please. What do you think? Pizza, I don't know any of this food. but it's
So,
not-
esa cerveza yo put na todo.
Pongo. Pongo todo.
Yo pongo todo, sí. Pero la
So,
segunda
ese es mejor.
cerveza.
Sí. Mira,
Sí, sí, sí.
Last time I was
Es
using
mejor, sí.
amber beer, was pretty well.
oh my, wow.
Sorry, what's good?
I think it was 6 liters of beer for a bottle.
For what?
Relaxation.
Ah, you
It's
mean
good for your skin.
like just once,
You
yeah?
add it to your bottle.
Or a month? In the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Do
you want
you take
water,
this
and then
month?
like 6 liters of dark beer.
Oh, so it's for skin.
She doesn't always do it with
It's skin and different herbs, and it looks amazing. There are bubbles, and
Okay.
it seems
No,
like
well,
you are in
you're-
Harry Potter,
let's
and
get some of this.
you are being transformed into something else, someone else.
all very well, please.
Yeah.
We're gonna add that.
But I think that in Belarus people.
1.5. Good. Start pouring half and a half over there, please.
Too much cerveza, it's too much.
Just because we have much more meat in
Okay, now she's gonna put in all the seasonings there. Yes, that's
Up
right.
here and
Bravo.
up
Okay. Let's have a do this.
Do you guys still need this onion?
Like that. Like this, not like this. Just like this.
Franklin, put this on this one?
We're gonna use this. Actually,
Oh, the smell is really gorgeous.
It smells like food.
Delicious
do.
food.
Over here. Can you read the instructions now? See where we're at on this?
Add the onion and bell pepper and cook, stirring until soft about 5 minutes. Add the garlic, add salt and cook for 2 minutes. Add chili powder, cumin, paprika, blah blah blah, until the tomato paste is brick red. About 6 minutes. Add a splash of water if the mixture begins to stick. Add the beer and simmer until almost completely reduced, about 2 minutes. Stir in the beef and any juices from the plate. Add the cocoa powder, tomatoes, beef broth, and beans.
Hold on. So cocoa powder, and see how much. Tell him.
Cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons.
We need 3 tablespoons
Like here or there?
in there, and you're going to put that in with this net. So let me wash this for you. This is a tablespoon. It calls for 2, but we have a lot of beans. We have a lot of beans, and they have a lot of beans. So we're going to put in 3. Here, right? No, that's right. So don't ever pour it over there. Just pour it into here first.
Like here?
You don't cook, do you?
Like no.
Yeah, you're just gonna pour it like that. Never pour it over there, because if too much goes out, you can't get it back.
Like
Never
I
decook
would
it.
always do that.
I know. A lot of people. I used to. I've been watching a lot of people who know what they're doing, and so I've been learning. Anyway, yeah, 3 of these, please. Okay. Good. Put them in 1.5, 1.5.
Easier said than done, but I'm gonna apply myself in this like science.
You're doing fine.
Do you consider this a spoon?
Keep going, please. Make it as level as possible.
Be generous.
It's gonna be like all over the place, I'm sure.
Good job. All right. Go ahead.
Do I like
That's right.
distribute equally?
Yeah.
Equal distribution of coconut.
Oh, a
There you go.
scientific
Good.
approach.
I'm only boss in the kitchen. I'm not like this in the classroom. Really, I'm much friendlier in my classrooms, but in the kitchen I become a tyrant,
Tyrant.
dictator.
Bloodstained
Well,
one.
well, the problem is that, see now, the meat has been cooking a long time.
That's
Normally you would only cook this meat about 6 minutes and it's done. And so usually you want to have these things done before you start.
Wait a second, but like, are you seriously implementing the approach of Marie Kondo in the kitchen? What does that involve?
Take a look up in there, in the kitchen, up in the, look up there. Open up the,
Oh, like any?
no, yeah, well, open up this one, open up that one, that one. And I've stacked more, I've separated more than I used to. That's much more
So now it looks,
organized.
no, what you really need
Oh,
is
that one, not
the
so much.
before and after picture.
Look here,
Yeah, that's,
and there,
oh yeah.
so I know where things are.
I've been discussing Marie Kondo method with students this week, a lot.
Oh, have you? All right.
Yeah, because we were thinking about the potential, why it's so commercially successful and the potential effects it might have.
Put all of this in the big one, please, and...
All of it.
All of
No,
this?
not all of it, I guess, probably about half and a half, yeah, half and half. That one's getting pretty full though, so most of it in the big one, please. There's a can of the beans. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. By the
And what about
juice.
this bacon?
You can put that in too, it's good for flavor, that's fine. Turn up the temperature, please, to 4.
It's already.
Good. For both?
So, a bit?
Yep,
bit
all of
here.
it. Все.
Todo.
Both of them.
Todo esto.
And half, please.
Okay.
Have you seen the previous program about decluttering of the borders? The borders, or whatever it was American TV.
truly
I just
sick
watched this.
people who are shopaholics or something. And the decluttering was done to them by people with OCD.
Oh my God, how funny.
Oh my God, that
Can you
was
imagine that?
brutal.
Listen to it.
Two kinds of maniac. Apparently this program was on in the US until 2013. They ordered and they have so much stuff in their room and it's up to here. And then you take people with OCD who are truly sick as well and who can't even they must have everything parallel.
Okay.
So you take people, a person with OCD, and let them inside the house with a
Of course,
person
the
with
easiest
a
way is
order.
if you have a
So
food
two mentally
processor.
sick people, how would it
So you think by mutual
Good job.
This is really obsessive compulsive
You're right.
disorder. Yes. I like what they have now more because it's more humane, I guess.
Yeah.
And
And
like
it's like
recording the
инклюзивное существование. These inclusive techniques are also used in teaching, especially young learners, teenagers.
Which ones?
Inclusivity. When you make, children now are suffering from
all kinds of syndromes.
all kinds of symptoms. And teachers before the year, they should study all these things, just communicate with parents. And you should think beforehand, how can I make my learning, my teaching beneficial to both.
And don't make fun of
I
it.
love having
Yeah.
a variety of these
But,
slices of things because then I can just
I'm doing
store it.
this year.
And there, before I didn't do this,
But
but
my
now I
teachers
separate
are
things a lot
using
more. But there's just a variety of spices that
I don't
you
know.
get.
I don't
And I
know
use them all for
anything
cooking.
about it.
Classes where we're doing Asian and Mexican cooking, Hungarian, French, Austrian, different kinds of things. Today it's combinationally it's Mexican and American. So I don't know if I can actually find this in Mexico.
I remember
I worked
20
on
years
cruise
ago
ships
when I
for
started
years,
teaching.
14 years. And for half that time at least on cruise ships, for Royal Caribbean Cruise Line.
You're
For
aware
half that
we're
time,
on
we
live
were going
stream,
to
right?
the
Yeah.
Caribbean and the Mexican coast, Cozumel, Puerto Vallarta,
You have a little
and
something here.
Mazatlan, these places, tourist port cities.
Yeah.
And I went to a lot of Mexican restaurants, but I never saw this.
That's-
So I
You
think
couldn't
this is an
speak
American
mentally
kind of thing.
Interpretation.
Yeah, we're mixing beans, very Mexican.
Yeah.
And a lot of poor people in Mexico.
Oh my God, I got a fun
And
request
everyone
yesterday.
calls it this, where they
It
just say
was
chili, but
came
they
from
mean this.
people who
And
are
almost
working
always-
on
doesn't
creating a
always,
new
but it
computer
almost
game.
always has beans
And they
dessert.
consulted
If you
me,
wanted
a
to do it in a
supposed
vegetarian style,
expert
take out the meat and
on
put in corn,
sexuality
because corn
and
really means
orientation.
protein.
They said they
Right.
want to
Makes
be
it complete
as
protein.
inclusive
Yeah.
as
And
they
it's, it can be
can.
nice
So
and
they
tasty
asked
as
me
well.
whether or not they mention everybody and that it's LGBT,
Yeah,
but that's not all.
corn makes it
Because there is
protein.
there's homosexual, asexual, and all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
we do that. Yeah,
And
for
I had
snacks,
to,
you put rice,
put in my
and then
thinking
corn
cap
and
and
beans
say, okay,
together,
okay,
you know.
you got this,
It's very tasty,
make
but
sure you add
what
that
makes
as
it
well.
tasty
Be
is the sauce.
inclusive.
And we have
I
Mexican
told them
sauce.
to add drag
Different
queens.
kinds of sauces like that. Almost always garlic, onion,
Because you know,
and,
drag queens have
cumin, cilantro,
reading aloud
and a few
hours
other
in
things,
libraries.
tomatoes, of course, the basic sauces. This has got
Yeah,
to cook for
you
quite
go
some time. While we're
Yeah,
doing,
I will.
okay, so everything is out of there, the blue thing is empty?
Yeah.
Let's bring that over here, please, and
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry.
let's bring that over. The things need to be washed, let's put them over here.
Would you agree?
Para limpiar.
Would you help with
I had a guest from
If you
Argentina
can,
once.
then I'll get these things out of the way.
And I didn't know how to say the lady who cleans everything. And I said that una señora for cleaning, para limpiar. Ah, una señora para limpiar. So, is that correct? Una señora para limpiar? Pero limpio o limpiadora.
Limpiadora? No, limpiadora is a device.
Yes, lavadora.
It's like you have these special devices like vacuum cleaner that work.
Automático, okay. Limpiador.
Mary Kondo.
So it's like you can guess when you don't speak one language, you can guess. Just
I have a
let's
friend.
see. There is always a risk. Then you just translate something. ¿Qué?
señora para limpiar
Yeah.
y ves que te muestra y si existe esta frase.
No, not now. Not now. I'm just giving you advice for breakfast. Because you don't
yes,
breakfast, right?
Okay. Tenemos mucha comida ahora. Muchísima comida. ¿Cuánto quieres
So for breakfast,
comer?
what you do is just
Comente, por favor. Okay?
On about 4 or 5 if you have gas.
There are two people watching.
So you heat it on 4 or 5.
Okay.
Just take it out. After both sides, after about 3 minutes or 4 minutes on both sides, and then put butter on it. Roll it up. Roll it up like this. It's like our butterbrot.
He's not comfortable with avocado apparently. He doesn't trust avocado completely.
There's no taste. There's no taste.
У меня даже нету сильного вкуса.
Like they did with cat. Puts them up here. Okay. Can you please get a knife from there? Just a simple knife, a butter knife. Ina, thank you. Thank you so much. A knife is in there. Oh, we have no more knives there? Oh, that'll do. Great, thank you so much. And we want this to be very soft for our honey butter, right? So we're just
Honey bread.
The cornbread and honey butter.
Miel pan?
Yeah, maybe.
Pan de miel.
On the meal, maybe cornbread. It's cornbread, but it's honey butter.
Honey butter.
Yeah, so we're just gonna mix this with, when it's soft, with the honey. Manteca, sí. Yeah. Yes, please. And we're just gonna let that cook. That has to cook for quite a long time. We can transfer some of this in there with this, please. Into the big pot. Take some.
But you know, it's not being cooked well.
Oh, it's not because it's a small thing. I see. Okay, that's fine then. We just need to stir it around sometimes, right? Okay, next I think, because that has got to cook for some time. So we have time to let this sit. That's not a top priority for us. Put this back in the fridge. Put this back in that drawer there, please.
You ready?
Okay, so the reason I'm not putting this in is because you're Belarusians and I'm afraid of scaring you and hurting you. Because normally I would put these in. So these are optional. These chilies like this are optional to put in. I didn't put them in today because really people here are not familiar with, many people are not comfortable with, some people are afraid of chilies and what they can do. And quite honestly, I don't know these chilies myself, but I'm used to this much more, so I'm not going to. Why don't you take a moment to grab something to drink, and let me get some ingredients organized here. Sit down for a few minutes, relax, while I get things ready here.
How much time do you need to cook this?
So
Usually it's 1 or 2 hours.
let's relax and
Let's focus on relaxing. Let's do it properly.
focus on relaxing. Because we are Belarusian people, we cannot
It's hard for us
relax.
to relax naturally.
We can only focus on relaxing.
Man, drink.
Yeah. Now, in pairs,
Or groups of
focus
three.
on relaxing for 2 minutes. So is it
Just water and lime.
water and lime?
And
Why
lemon.
not? Why not? I know that they used to. I'm not sure of the country, but I know that they used to use lemon water para limpiar los armos.
To clean pellets?
To
The pellets?
clean, no, to clean your hands.
Normally, guys, what we do is we try to do
pretty
all that
good
stuff
to drink.
before.
Yeah, and I remember that some Soviet leader who didn't know this.
Seriously? Oh, right.
Cannot drink it, and probably
They had to drink it too.
Thatcher or the Queen, I can't recall really, had to like drink it as well, and it's like
To make
what,
sure
what
that
the hell? Yeah, let's do it.
Just a little bit, please. Go ahead and get 2 spoons, maybe from over there.
I'm quite fascinated by the other episode. Кузькину мать
and stomping your boot onto the table
Yeah.
at the United Nations organization. Now that was charming. I would really love to see
Charming?
that. Well, I mean, as a historical, it already happened.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see that, to be the fly on the wall and to see that happening.
Yeah.
It's very famous.
What would you translate it into English? Like, I'm going to show you Cusca's mother.
I believe that that's what they
Because
said.
I always
Yeah.
feel like it tastes more.
Well,
like
I mean, it's not like
than
they
what
could
it
have said
is.
something else.
It's hot.
Yeah.
I remember a different case. Something happened with Gorbachev's. One of Gorbachev's interpreters was fired for making a very simple and understandable mistake. Pretty sure that it was after the news about something happening to minors. A lot of people died, and there was someone expressing sympathy. And the poor guy translated it as sympatia, not sachustvие. No, heads rolled, he was fired, obviously.
Actually, I heard the story, but in the other interpretation, it was about the difference of empathy and sympathy, something like that.
Well,
it goes remembered.
you can add for that one, though.
Yeah. Well, actually, I have probably the vast majority of my students are academic students, so that's why I kind of drill them on spelling all these words like
Meticulous.
empathy. No, with Greek roots,
All
like
right.
empathy.
Philanderist.
Yeah, like with PhD,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah. So then I ask, what is the way you can say graduate? And those who know is like alumnus.
Oh my god. Do you teach them to use the thesaurus?
Sorry?
Do you teach them to use the thesaurus? Are they friends with it?
Not really.
That's fun for finding synonyms, isn't it?
That's great.
Yeah, but there are books and Google. It's so easy. Just Google and you got all these. For example, once a student was preparing for TOEFL, I think. Yeah, and just to like before the exam, just to have this kind of drill of paraphrasing. I'm asking, what do you say like police in English? And
Melody? Is this what kid said?
no, you have to remember like 5, 6,
Yes.
7 different synonyms.
Yeah.
Like a melody, like the person is malaise, and then it's an ailment, like more like niduk, and then of course illness, sickness is easy. What else? A disease, and then what's the difference between a disease and deceased, and then the spelling of these two, so that I'm sure that this topic
We're
is
bragging
properly.
about our teaching successes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nobody like no living being ever is going to watch this video
This is the
in full.
Oh, we can say whatever we like. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll serve that.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And having said that, I noticed that one person is actually watching us.
Hello, nice one person.
Thank you for watching us. We are cooking here.
Hold on a second. Have you seen this marvelous little documentary about interpreters, conference interpreters from Hungarian?
Oh no, Hungarian. I remember this that Natalia, the former soldier trainer, Natalia Koulinkovitch, has introduced. Sorry.
You need some rest.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm also looking at it.
Yeah.
Natalia, like, am I dead?
I mean, like.
Okay, Natalia said no. What did she say?
She introduced like during the soldier training how she drills like hello, what's your name, how are you feeling, like these kind of basic phrases in Hungarian.
Wow.
So she said no word
It's my
in
favorite thing to teach Hungarian.
Hungarian. Yeah.
Do you still remember some words?
Yeah.
I think so.
Did you start with her?
We
Right.
have more.
She taught
A lot of people did.
2 weeks ago. Just a moment.
She taught?
In a shop.
Sorry?
My name is in a shop.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, right.
It really sounds.
Franklin, do you speak any Hungarian at all? Like a couple of phrases?
Yeah. Some because when I go
Of course.
to restaurants or something, I do, yeah.
something else.
Does it seem very difficult?
No, it's lovely. To me, it has a lovely sound to it when you hear native speakers speak it. And I was very worried about this because I know the grammar is difficult, but the pronunciation is crazy. And a friend of mine learned Hungarian when he lived there, but he had to. I just took a 2-week intensive course, just 2 hours a day, with semi-intensive with a tutor at her apartment. And she worked with me on the pronunciation. So people, they're not used to hearing foreigners trying to speak their language. And oftentimes we really screw up the vowel sounds. Every vowel has a variety of pronunciation, so it was difficult. But if I stuck to very simple words and phrases, people understood. You know, you just say, "Jóna potkivanok." "Jóna potkivanok" is hello, good day.
How does that compare to Russian in terms of difficulty?
Russian is crunchy.
Crunchy.
Russian is a crunchy language. You
That's
have
an
the
interesting
h
term.
kinds of sounds like this
Crunchy.
guttural h kinds of skavarodka, ska. These hard sounds.
Like, na kого ty работаешь?
And you know that's why Russians are very hard to pick up English accent. Belarusians are easier because Belarusian language is softer.
Softer, yeah.
Do you know anything in Belarusian?
No.
Kalilaska.
Oh, Kalilaska. I've seen it on the doors all the time.
Yeah, plus
So
I
you
guess
can read
the
through it easily,
metro,
yeah?
the Belarusian that we hear
Yeah, it
on the
doesn't mean I
metro.
know the words.
Yeah,
so
just,
that's the thing.
Some years ago, I attended the conference. Some people came up to me and said, "Excuse me, where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from the Belarus." I thought you were from Wales, Scotland, or somewhere. And they said, "Why?" Because your accent is much more like natural, but
Less crunchy.
yes, no.
There is an anecdote about where you two girls from? Wales. Where you two Wales
Yeah, I
from?
said it's from my favorite book, Переводчики смеются.
Yeah.
This is really great. Yes.
Guys,
We're ready for the next step.
yeah, what I'm gonna do, because this has to cook for another like 45 minutes or so.
45 minutes.
Yeah, because it's
Oh yeah, you're stuck here with us.
cooking, but we still have to make the cornbread
Right.
and the honey butter, right? So I'm gonna let you guys taste how it tastes so far, and so you know what we're looking at here for taste, okay?
You like it, definitely.
So you need to use a clean spoon, but there are some more spoons there. Why don't you try some of this and see what you think about this, okay? Would you like to try some? There you go, you grab a spoon, you tried it. Who over here would like to try it? Chili con carne.
No, I'm good.
Oh, hold on a second. You mean it's already ready?
Well, this is preliminary, right? But like any soup or any stew, you taste it because you have to season it and then let it cook and
Yeah.
really take in and develop the flavors for sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. You know, borscht. It's not instant soup, right? It's not. And ramen, the soup for Japanese ramen takes hours
Hours. Yeah.
to really develop the flavors.
The same with Uzbek soup.
What?
What's up? What's happening?
Do you remember that on the 1st of December event? I tried Iranian
This one.
soup. It was really something.
Impressive.
Yeah, but
So what's happening?
Impressive.
Tell us your emotions.
Yeah,
You've seen my emotions pretty much.
In
What do you eat
English.
all day? Sour cream?
Yeah, among other things.
Would you put this?
Простокваша.
Просто
But do you ever
кваша.
So
use
what's
any
that
kind of
in
chili or
English?
spices?
What's the Russia?
Well, I
There's no-
do
no,
when I have
I don't
access to
think
them,
so.
like when someone cooks it for me, which is not every day.
And
How often?
in español?
Twice a year.
Простокваша?
That's why. Yeah,
Para
'cause
mí
your
es
pellet is
como
not
leche
spicy.
podrida.
'Cause that's not
leche
spicy.
podrida.
I'll tell you right now, that is absolutely not spicy.
Okay.
For me,
They're
for
just
me.
in natural effect, you know.
Well, no, it's just when you.
Okay,
go
let
up
me
with
have a
it.
second go.
Try it
No,
again.
I'm actually curious.
Yeah, it's not enough. You
I
should
have
do
my
more.
water ready.
Marina,
Look at
you
Max.
should see the color is
Evil.
different.
Take a
Just
picture
a
of your mama.
second.
Oh, come on!
No, that's okay, that's okay.
What?
That is, come on! If someone said, oh, I don't know, borscht, I just
Because
I
that's
don't
how I was
know,
playing
I
it.
did 1 milliliter. Oh, no, it's too much. Come on, man, you gotta try it. You have to really actually try it with the beans, with the meat and everything.
Because it comes out.
After you,
Yeah.
sir.
It's because
Oh,
Seriously?
easy. But I'm gonna do it with my own spoon. I'm gonna do it with your spoon.
when you add
Fair
sugar,
enough.
it comes down.
Wait.
This is really,
I'm scared now.
why are you scared? It's food. For me, it is sweet.
Oh, Niall Doherty is watching.
It's sweet.
Hey, Niall.
I put sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
In the
It's
back
good
of your
now,
tongue,
yeah.
you'll feel the heat. But that is not spicy. Seriously.
And
Okay.
it's addictive.
It is. But what you do when you have salsa or something like that is you start to eat 2, 3, 4, something like that.
Well, Franklin, I'm not faking it, you know. It is a bit.
It's so dramatic. I'm going to die.
I do eat a lot of dairy, you know, actually.
But you can put sour cream in here. That's why I put sour cream
And
there.
it changes.
Yeah, that's wise.
Well, why don't we put some on there, and then you can be, you know, you can try it the way that.
I can pull faces for you some more, no
I
problem.
like it.
I mean, I've traveled to a lot of countries. I've traveled to a lot of countries, so sometimes you're right. I mean, sometimes I look at food and I go like, oh God, come on, I can't eat that. But sometimes it's surprising and it's good. Look, you guys eat just fat with garlic or salt and pepper, salo.
Yeah, yeah.
And we look at that and just go, oh. But then we eat donuts for breakfast.
Yeah.
You know? And we eat very sweet things.
I
That's
love
what people
donuts.
say when they see us eating what? Холодник?
Mm-hmm.
Or
What's холодник in English?
There you go.
that's just cold borscht. Cold
Hey,
beetroot soup?
hey, Anurag Garg. Hello from India. So, what do you explain холодник in English?
But it's okay for you.
So what type of dish is it?
I'm pretty sure it's cold beetroot soup.
Pretty nice.
Okay.
Have you noticed Franklin's clock doing that?
But I have to, I really
Oh,
do.
I didn't know
Once
that.
people
Right
go,
now.
okay, it's gonna be like this.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
fine.
little symbol for chilies.
It's a kind of
One, two,
there
three,
is
four.
look, there is a watch which is used for zombification.
Thank you.
These bowls.
We are gonna use those right now to make the.
Yeah, so you see, it's like
Yeah.
it's moving.
Okay, so
Magic.
now we need to
Magic.
keep going over.
Exactly.
That's why it's kitchen magic, magic kitchen.
Kitchen Magic Minsk.
Okay, right. I forgot to write the title of our meeting today. Yo, ma'am, you haven't said anything. You should say something.
Hi guys.
That's well done. Thank you.
Franklin, any more thoughts?
Well,
Nothing
we're just
can
gonna
be
make
added
something that'll be
because we
easy
haven't
for you,
tasted
right?
the dish
You're
yet,
gonna be
but
busy.
we are in the
Okay,
process
just wash your
of
hands
cooking.
because you're gonna
Now
spoon it.
honey, butter,
And all
and
okay?
bread are on their way. Right? I guess.
Can you help out with this too?
All right.
We're gonna make.
haven't been in public for a long time.
Yeah, let me just pull up. Oh, my recipe is not here actually. It's over here. Is it okay now? With the sour cream?
Yeah. Niall
Sometimes it's spicy. My recommendation
says,
is
can you earn champagne for breakfast? Oh, thank you, Niall.
Whenever
Next.
I have
Iger Paulis.
Champagne for breakfast?
by
Yeah.
other people.
Are they rich people
Look,
with no
this sometimes
work?
happens with me
in
too.
the
When there's something
daytime,
I'm not familiar with,
Yeah,
something
Iger
Indian,
Paulis
something
says,
like
guys,
It's really
this is all
spicy.
very well, of course.
I try it once, and then I know that it will.
But
I
if
will
you're
adjust
doing it
with
for
onion,
altruistic
more.
purposes, so
Yeah.
it would be
And
great
then,
to understand who you are. Well, you know, Iger, actually I tagged these people,
Ready?
and they're in my post. So, and we are doing it for fun because I should say it myself. Yeah. Hi, Iger. So we are doing it for fun, and most people here, like most of them, are teachers. For example, you know that I teach English, and for example, Franklin also teaches English in a company.
I teach at an IT firm here.
Right.
When I'm not here. So Monday through Friday, I'm sitting with managers, different departments, and then I come here. Sometimes my students even come here for cooking lessons for something different to do, where we're using English and we're practicing.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry for the interruption.
No
Also, I got Anna here. So Anna teaches Spanish, and she also is a translator. And then
I'm also a teacher of English.
Of English.
Now I'm on maternity leave, but still I'm trying to be in tune with the times, so I'm trying to cook.
to cook and speak English. Right. And everybody knows Thank you so much. Everybody knows Natalia. Natalia, are you a self-employed currently, or you work with some company?
Well, I do work with companies as a self-employed person. That is,
Okay.
they approach me directly without any employer, and I go over to their to the premises and
Okay.
teach either groups or individuals. And I'm not here to learn to cook. I'm more here to enjoy the company.
Yeah,
But I
right.
do some basic movements, like cutting and
You are the
dicing
flavor
and
of the
whatever.
company.
Yeah, like basic
They
interactions.
only
with
trust me with very basic things. I'm not to be trusted with
Same
anything.
here, because my cooking skills are like seriously poor. So, yeah, thanks. And also we got a teacher from Moonlight.
Oh yeah, you're
I
so
got
clever
it.
to read my uniform.
Yeah, like look how clever I am. Like,
Oh yeah,
oh,
indeed.
I'm so smart.
Tienes
Ooh.
razón, me querida, ¿verdad?
Yo.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Hi there.
do you teach English or
Yeah,
Spanish?
No, I teach English at Moonlight Language School. I teach young learners and adults. And
Have you gotten sold? Well, that's what I called. What do they call this certificate for?
yeah, I've got Celtic certificate.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a month ago, I finished my British Council course in different kind of methodological approaches, and now I'm
That's so
trying my hand at.
I think you posted it online with
Yeah,
with
exactly,
Delta Module
exactly.
1 and 2 or something.
No, that was British Council.
Yeah.
And I also speak Spanish. Un poquito.
Un poquito de español. Yo también.
De verdad.
De verdad. Sí. As you know, guys, so everyone here, apart from the Merry Christmas small participant guy, is a teacher.
Just rinse it. It's fine.
See, now you see him, now you don't.
Now you don't, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, let's continue.
Go interview the cat.
Could I
Sorry?
Go interview the cat.
could I
The
have
cat is
that,
foreign.
please? Let's
Foreign.
have one of those.
You mean like a foreign concept?
Okay, here we need
Scooby originally came from Turkey, right?
Istanbul from the street.
You managed to sell.
She's a street cat, for sure. Scissors. That's why I keep those up. I use those often.
I think scissors in the kitchen are a good device.
Yeah, you definitely need them.
How many?
So he's gonna put one of these. Do you wanna pour that in? You wanna pour that in? Actually, we need one, two. We need two of these. Do you wanna pour this in for me? You hold this very steady, okay? Good. We need two of those completely full.
So we pour it in spite of the fact that it's not a liquid. Interesting.
Absolutely.
And if it's too strong,
All of that. If we need to open more, we can open more. That's no problem. Open another one, please. Completely full, please. Yes.
¿Qué es?
Bueno,
¿Es difícil testa en español?
Para mí, yo sé solo levadura y es droge.
Droge.
O todo lo que se usa para...
So when you do this is like chemistry. This particular thing, it's not like flour, it's more like, this is the leavening. This is what makes it rise. So we need to actually fill it. Otherwise, we're not going to have as much as we need. And so, Max, what we can do is just go, okay? Not like that. Partner, we want to use this right here to go like this.
Do we need sour cream right now or probably?
We're gonna
put
use it after.
into the fridge?
That's great, thank you. Okay, good. And we need to do that again.
It's gonna be super sweet.
Oh, that's not sweet. That's baking powder. Baking powder is just leavening, yeah.
Yeah, I heard baking, like baking order.
Oh,
You work too much, man.
Why?
Did we use
No,
these for
I don't.
sugar?
we used this for sugar. Here. What I need is that one. I need oil in there. There's vegetable oil up here. Can you get her that? And just do one of those of oil.
A chocolate mellow?
That one's tea, Chinese tea.
oh, Chinese tea.
Okay. Now, let's get this. Max, I need you here. You need to stir that. Quickly, please. There you go. Good job.
How much
All
oil?
Everything sealed.
Franklin, how much oil?
One of those.
I suppose we
one
should
good
go
cup.
back.
there, please? Max, hold this, please.
Once again, what are we?
Can you just pour that for him? Just
Cornbread.
full. And we don't actually, I'm sorry, we don't want to do this over this, never need to go. Oh, never pour over the thing that you were trying to make.
So do I stop?
No, all the way full. Whenever it's just like a cup or whatever, you have to go all the way to the top. There we go. Good, thank you. It goes back inside there. And then we need 1 egg. Where, did you see an egg? There's an egg over there. Nick, could you grab an egg, please? Super.
Here you go.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll hold this. You've got a break. Do you know how to open an egg? How do you open an egg?
Knife?
You need a knife? Okay. Can we have a... Yes, there's a knife.
I wish I was
Max is in
smart.
charge of
Good job.
making pancakes at home.
Ah, you make pancakes. Cool. Good job. Now break it in there, please. Thank you. Good. Now, say the magic words.
Uno, dos, tres?
Say the magic words.
Which ones?
Magic words.
Max, try a kitchen magic.
Say the magic words. The magic words. Use the definite article then. Anyway. The magic words. Say the magic
Hey,
words.
great job.
What's he talking about?
Say the magic words.
The magic words.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why?
Simple instruction. Come on, say the magic words. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
That's for the bread, I
Like
guess.
say
Right?
milk.
So
This is
magic
for the.
words,
This is
Milk.
no. It's
like,
just
probably.
Yeah, that's
the
Belarusian.
magic words. It's just a joke. Sometimes
That's
you say the magic
Belarusians
words and
being
everyone
way
starts to
too-
think, what is it? What is it?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
repeat
yeah.
the magic words.
In India, they have the same joke
Yeah.
with shadi. Shadi is wedding. It's the most important thing in their life. The
Mhm.
wedding. So the half their life they prepare for it, and the second half they discuss it and like.
Pay the debts
Um,
for
What
it, I
about
suppose.
leaving it?
It has depending.
Okay.
So they ask, say pencil. Pencil. Tera shadi cancel.
Cheating?
It means like your wedding is cancelled.
Oh.
Say pencil. Pencil. Tera shadi cancel.
So it actually means you're canceling your wedding.
Yeah.
Good job.
Franklin?
Playing on words.
I
Yep.
just need your presentation. It looks like I should add some more pictures.
Yep. Transfer some of that over there. Here you go. Yep. Use that. That's fine. Okay. Good. Now we're ready for this. Now what we need to do. Excuse me. Is maybe not that one. This is not very much. Are you guys hungry?
I'm not, I've just eaten.
You're not hungry.
Well, the more I look, the more I'm looking at that dishes
Uh-huh.
over there, the hungrier I get. In fact.
Okay.
Like a wolf?
All right. So let's do it again.
Like a
Let's
pack of
double
wolves.
this. Okay. Can I have all of these things from there, please? And who you were not doing anything on this. You were not. You were doing something on this. So come on over and you guys. Here it is. I'll read it to you and you make it. Same thing.
Okay.
Again, we're going to double the
Sure.
batch.
Sure. Of course, because we need more food
We do. We're hungry
to feed
people.
the planet.
The masses.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 cup of this, please. So that's the 1 cup. Thank you very much. We need 1 cup, please.
So I take 1 cup.
That's one way.
Like this.
And what we need to do is flatten that.
Flatten on. How do I do it?
Well, you get a knife usually or something like this that has a flat blade, and you just scrape it all off. Wait, lift it up, please.
Yeah.
Now, the best way to do it is actually to measure like 227 or so grams,
Okay.
because there might be air pockets in there.
Okay.
So anyway, you have 1 cup. Let's put it in. We need 1 cup of cornmeal. That's fine. And again,
What's that once again? It's corn.
cornmeal.
Cornmeal.
Right.
Okay. Oh, got a dog.
Scooby, where are you? Do you like this song?
And use the flat part like this. Yeah, rather.
I need more.
And you need more. Oops. And you don't do it over the thing
Because kids need
there because you might end up pouring in. I saw this happen once, and the chef threw everything out because it was something like cornstarch or it was maybe soda, and it ruins it. And you can't use it; you have to throw it away. So
For Belarus, it sounds impossible.
I know, but you can't ruin it either, right? So you just have to kind of measure it carefully. And what do we need? 2/3 cup of sugar. This is a third, so we need 2 of these from the sugar.
2 of these
We
from the
also
sugar.
need
1,
one of these salt.
2.
That's right.
And
Just two of those. Did you do 2?
2, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all. Yeah, just 2. Otherwise, it'll be really, really sweet.
Really,
Don't ever do that over the thing. That you Please don't do.
Okay.
Everyone does that. All the students come with this habit.
With this pre-concept.
Yeah.
We need to cover it.
Max, where's the cover for that? Oh, do you? Okay.
Oh,
I thought you ate it. You didn't eat it?
Max did not.
No, okay. That goes in there. We need 1 tablespoon. Where's the big white one? Here it is. We need this one of 1, 2 of these.
Of what? Cream of
This
tartar.
stuff.
Cream of tartar.
Well, we don't have cream of tartar, so you can substitute, but you have to double this. So 1.5 teaspoons. That's 3 teaspoons there. That's what we need.
So I need 2/3, right?
No, you need to get 2 of these.
2.
Complete full ones. I'll get out of your way. I'm sorry. Right in your way. All the way to the top. Don't cheat. This is chemistry. If you add less or more, it has an effect of this thing. If you put in a little bit more flour, it's not that big of a deal. But if you put in too much of this stuff, this is the leavening agent that raises it. This is baking powder. Powder.
Is it like, can we consider it as a spoon? Yeah?
No.
No?
What I tried to teach is the right way to do it because we're used to doing things like our mom and our grandmother, yeah, a little of this, a little of that. And when I went to Paris, as the instructor was saying, no. Yeah, well, because they make the best pastries in the world.
Yes, fact.
They do. You can't argue that. They make absolutely the best. But they say, you must pay attention to the details. That will make a difference. This is chemistry. It's not just kind of like this. This, you can just add this, add that. That's cooking. This is baking. So they get really upset if the students just, a little, no, what are you doing? They go crazy. So we're just going to try to make it completely flat. That's all.
So I put it
So
here.
you have to make it completely flat. Like fill it up and put it completely flat.
I would never finish that course.
Well, there are a lot of
I
people.
would drop this course like,
Exactly. Right. But let me tell you something. You teach writing.
yeah.
And if someone says, moon very nice tonight, what would you say? It's missing something, right?
Well, it depends.
At some point, at
Depends
some
what
level,
type of stuff.
if you're focusing on something like that, so then you've got to flatten it out. All right, go. Go ahead.
Yeah, but then I
And we do
would-
it again.
Okay, do it again.
You're right. We need 2 of those. You're right. A lot of cooks can't stand pastry. They hate pastry because they remember their pastry
I
chefs.
like eating pastry.
Well, no, a lot of people hate learning pastry. Yeah, if they go to some of the good schools or whatever, where you've got good instructors, they don't like that part of the year or that year where they're learning pastry because the chefs are like dictators there. The cooks, it's different. You can add a little of this, you can add a little of that. But with pastry, it's different. It's chemistry. It really is, especially when you're dealing with things like leavening agents or whatnot, the temperature.
Rashmi ji, aapke se hai? Rashmi ji, we are preparing, we are baking actually.
Yeah, okay, so fill it up. Now you've got some extra there. Yeah, make that full.
Joe?
He did that one, so they're going to do this one here.
That's why I would never bake the rest of myself.
I know, a lot of people don't. I'm first a baker, then I'm first baker, then cook, so I like this. But it's just easy. You just learn. You put it in, and you go like that to the top and smooth it out. Like that.
I have special scales.
Well, look, normally what you do is you measure it by grams. Yep, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy, right?
Easy peasy, cheesy, lemon squeezy.
Okay, good. Now what we got to do is mix that on up. This is dirty, so don't worry about this. Can we have one of those? Yeah, that's fine. And just mix
What
this
do you
all
call
together. Wooden spatula.
Espátula.
Wooden spatula.
Espátula. Spatula, espátula.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, nobody cooked like this at home.
Yeah, I have this one actually.
Nobody baked like this at home. But I've taken classes in Budapest and Vienna and in Paris. And those instructors, they're European instructors. And they say, look, you're going to get, if you make the wrong thing, if people start changing these for this,
Yeah, it's a different.
or
dish.
if I say, for example, Horoshi pagoda, immediately you say something's wrong. And if we don't put the right amount, you look at it, the product, and you know what it should look like at the end, and you say, that was not the recipe. What did you do? I say, I don't know, I put in 3 tablespoons, show me how you did it. And you, somewhere like this, you go.
And then your friend's wife is going to say like, oh yeah, it's very tasty.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at him.
No, a chef, a proper chef would look
Yeah.
at it and say like, no, show me what you did. What was the temperature of the eggs? What was the temperature of the milk? And that's when it gets, that's when it gets good. And so, for cooking, you can fix things pretty easy. For baking, you can't go back. It's done. Once it's done, it's done. You look at the croissant, and there are no air bubbles. You look at the baguette, and there are no air bubbles, and you say something was wrong. Either it was the method, or it was the ingredients, it was the temperature, or the measurement, or even the temperature of the room. If you're making a Danish pastry, for example, viennoiserie. So now we need an egg. There's an egg there. We need one. Whoops.
So do I?
Go ahead and crack it open and put that on in. We need to get. Can you measure this and see how much it is, please? Use the 1 cup, the biggest one. That's 1 cup.
What's that?
So I know if you're brave enough to come on back.
Is this a spice? Some kind of spice?
No, that's tea. It's green tea. Actually, okay. And then can you add water to it? And we're going to make it like a
Add
low
water
fat.
instead of milk?
Yep. We're going to make it like
okay.
a low fat, which is fine. From the blue. There you go. Super. Nice.
Out of the blue, yeah?
Can you take this to the trash, please? He really does understand a lot.
Oh, got 5 people watching. Yo guys, why don't you comment whatever you want to know, where you're from, and all these things. Can you also guess which dish we are baking, we are cooking right now?
1/3.
Okay?
So 1/3 oil, rather.
And also tell us
Not all this.
if you are cooking anything right now.
I'm trying to instill good habits.
I will think
The
about
same ones that they told me. Stuff. All you have to do is, there you go. See, I used to work on the ships where you've got a captain, and you got a staff captain, chief engineer, and all these the ranks. It's all by ranks. And I was an officer, and it's very easy. You just follow orders.
Yeah.
You just yes sir. And in the kitchens, in the good European kitchens, all you say to the chef is yes chef, no chef. Excuse me, chef. How do you do that again? And they're really like this. Okay. There you go. You want to go and
So what up?
just mix. You're going to stir that around.
I watched some Jamie Oliver with Max recently.
What's that?
What's your opinion of Jamie Oliver?
I've watched some of his stuff. He does a lot of Mediterranean kinds of cooking. So
So
he
you
knows
see, I'm
that.
very good at
Yes,
cooking.
he seems to be a fan.
Yeah, he really does a lot of the pastas and stuff. So I need to watch more of that as I go into pastas. The ones that I watch are Byron Talbot from California, and he does a good explanation. But America's Test Kitchen is probably the best because they tell you the science behind it.
All
They
right.
explain why you're doing it a certain way and
What's
what
that
happens
again?
if you don't.
Byron Talbot?
Yeah, on YouTube. Talbott. And when you cannot see any more flour, stop.
No, interesting.
Yeah, I can say a lot of it.
Yeah. So you have to go in there, corners right, and bring that up. Can you see any more?
I don't know, I can sense its potential.
But you can't see it. Stop then.
Okay,
That's the thing when you're making bread or like this, kind of like a cake. Just mix it until you can't see the flour. Don't keep mixing it while you're talking or whatnot, because then you're going to get a tougher texture.
But normally Belarusians feel that they're not good enough, and we should do like, extra practice.
Americans mostly do. Look, people who just don't have those that advice or those lessons, they'll do the same. And I used to too, and I didn't know why it wasn't turning out well. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We're testing the flavor there, for example. Can you add a little bit more water to that one? Yeah, a little bit more water to to these cover. Yeah, thanks. Okay, guys, now we got to get this ready to bake. So let's go over here. But it's true, and I said actually a lot of guys are excellent cooks. But if you say, oh great, do you make croissant, do you make buterbrot, or oh no, I don't do pastry, no, I'm not into it.
Solo los bocadillos.
Bocadillos, yeah, just those little things, little tastes. If you looked at, who was that famous American who just died? He killed himself, it was very tragic. He's a very famous chef.
Jamie Oliver?
No, killed him, he just killed himself actually. No reservations, Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain.
Do you remember that bloody article about this is really bloody article when Anthony Bourdain wrote an article about all this stuff that's happening in the kitchens, in the big restaurants?
I wasn't even aware of that happening.
Wasn't it?
Oh,
No.
Whistleblowing or something?
More than 10 years ago.
He was exposing what life is really like.
Okay, like typical jeopardizing.
Yeah, they use a lot of drugs. There's a lot of problems with alcohol. It's not like chefs. They have weird hours. They can't socialize because they finish work at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, of course.
Or you have this food.
Ungodly hours.
Right.
Once again, can I get the name of this guy?
Yeah.
Anthony Bourdain. Sounds like his life was a burden.
My student who is a narcologist and psychiatrist
Watch
a bit of the video and said, oh, what a nice project, very kind.
Which project?
Very kind.
Kitchen Magic.
Very kind.
Well, yeah.
I know. I was bullying him.
I guess he didn't watch that part.
Okay.
But again, he is a psychiatrist, narcologist. So bullying, is all relative.
All right.
Those guys, their patients attempt to kill them at least once in their lifetime.
Jeez. And then,
Probably
well,
more
but
often.
that makes sense, doesn't it? Once in your lifetime is all it takes. And then
No, but they're good at. I suppose they're trained like policemen to escape danger. Like they know how to defend themselves.
Okay.
Right.
That's why the furniture in their rooms, in their offices, is actually attached to the floor.
This is a really good idea. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Anthony Bourdain. He's a great chef. But what he often said, he cooks. He loves dealing with meat, fish, vegetables, but he didn't like baking. And he said, I wouldn't want to be a pastry chef. Because he likes to experiment and play with the flavors. Oh no, a little bit more of that, little of that, less of that, more of this. And you can adjust and adjust. You cannot do that with baking because you're playing with the texture, the end product once it bakes. There's a specific process, and either you're going to have it soft or you're going to have it crispy on the outside, or you're going to have many layers. So if I had this warm kitchen like we have now and tried to make for you a beautiful Danish pastry, it couldn't succeed. It would need to be in a colder room. That's why in bakeries, oftentimes you find 2 rooms at different temperatures. That's why you have 2 different. Oh, he wants you in the action here. Otherwise, I'm looking off camera to something. But if you're going to make Danish pastries, for example, you're going to be putting a big slab of thick butter like this on top of some dough, tiesta. Tiesta is about like this.
D-O-U-G-H.
D-O-U-G-H, dough. And so you're going to put this big slab of hard, cold, cool butter. If I do that in this room and walk away, the butter is going to get too soft. When I start folding it and folding it and rolling it and folding it and folding it and rolling it, the butter is going to turn to liquid. It'll be a mess. You will never get the result you want. because you have to pay attention to temperature.
So you
the
gotta be a
butter.
fascist if you were a pastry chef.
You just have, it's like being in a laboratory. You can't be sloppy. You just can't. You know, you can't say, oh, I'll put a little of this chemical and a little of, no. It's gotta be this many milliliters. Imagine if you go to a if you go to a drugstore, and they're making
You
drug
better
for you.
not use these,
Why?
Why?
just because it's...
Oh, in America we do, by the way.
I know,
True.
but Europeans are just not to be drugstore.
They're not used to right.
Okay.
I know it's insistent, but
Was it the drop
yes,
Just
asking
because
for
it's
stuff.
pharmacy.
Oh, this is
That's
it
better.
right now.
Okay,
Drug
so what do we use?
But I need
And
to
never
get-
say, I use
need
it
to
all.
Can you make spray
Chemist.
cans?
Oh, I see. I have to use your word British English, alright.
That's all.
Guys, let me go over here
Alright,
because
alright, go. Got it.
Why have stuff like that?
Brought it from Canada.
yeah, you have to bring it from outside, right? I think you can possibly get it in some places here, or maybe by mail order.
So it was a spray king.
It's nice, but what about oiling the surfaces?
Yeah.
I have to wipe everything like that. I mean, you could do it over here too.
That's
You're
what
right.
cleaning is for.
You're right.
Anything that uses spray.
Every time I see this device in use, I think, wow, it's open.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but when we sneeze, for instance, pretty much the same thing happens.
Okay, now, this is cornmeal, not corn flour. So this means that the corn or the flour is very, very fine, like a powder. This is not like a powder. It's more like very, very small salt. So you can taste it and feel it. The texture is different. So that's why I want to put this on top of the oil here. Okay, I don't need to measure this at all. I am going to throw some of this out after, but what we're doing, this, like this, I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go like this. I'm lining it so that it doesn't stick when we cook it.
That's amazing.
This is what you normally do. Usually you use flour, but I like to use this so that you have a bit of a crunch. I can take some more of this, some of the areas here. All right, now Max, I need your help here. Do you know what you need to do with this? What's next? What do we need to do? Do you think we need to pour it in there if we pour it like that? Okay. Max, if I hold this for you, where's the pink? Spatula. It's kind of a hard spatula. Red, actually, maybe. Red and white.
There it is.
Ah, it's inside this. Thank you.
I find that it's a bit weird at times to use elicitation in a Belarusian class because when you ask something, they try to elicit some language from an American, like, oh yeah, he's just gonna tell you directly. But from a Belarusian, he's gonna think like, oh, I forgot to do something.
Really?
Oh, we must have learned this word.
Do you train?
Unless you
yeah.
do a very unless you learn how to do a very good stupid face.
Okay.
Your
I will
stupid
hold it.
face, the teacher's stupid face,
Good.
usually works like a charm.
Okay.
The stupider your face is, the easier it is to.
Can you please...
So, Max is
It's after
pouring.
making this kind of face that my student, a designer, said something like, an iPad. Well, if you get yourself an iPad, some kind of man would have to show you how to use it. And then that's when I realized that I probably overdid the stupid face thing.
Teaching is wonderful, though. Like my mom was a teacher of English to immigrants in America, and my sister taught bilingual education in California. I have aunts and uncles, 3 aunts, 2 uncles, a brother-in-law, and 3 nieces, 1 nephew who are all teachers. Yeah, it's our whole family. Like I say, look, when I teach in a classroom, I'm not like this. I'm really very directive and assertive, more here than I am there. We talk about business issues. We talk about, we were watching biographical documentary about Bill Gates this week, and we're talking about rental sisters in Japan. There are these young men especially, thank you, who have real social adjustment problems, psychological problems, and they never leave their bedrooms for years.
Oh my God.
What's the
Even
name
tens
for
of
that?
years.
I heard about this phenomenon.
You know, it was in BBC also this week, and I can't remember in Japanese what the word is, but they're social recluses. They hide themselves from their families and other societies for various reasons, but for years, literally, they do not leave their rooms or homes except to go to the toilet,
It's
right?
probably because of the fear or something.
Some kind of deep psychological fear, yeah. Bullying maybe, or a fear of being a failure or something. So,
I sometimes have it because when I had like too many students a year, like a week, so instead of like I can cancel like going to the theater, or I can cancel like going out at all because I want to stay home, like in my bedroom and see no one.
yeah, just being, and that's not it. But you're very extroverted. Right?
Or are you faking it? Come on, tell us the truth. You're faking it.
If you're a teacher, you're generally pretty
Hikikomori.
extroverted. Hikikomori.
Yeah,
Oh, you
that's
found
the
it good.
word.
Hikikomori meaning?
Meeting the kind of person who locks themselves inside and never goes out.
Okay,
Just
not
living
hikikomori.
online. Hikikomori.
Yeah.
Hikikomori, okay, right.
And the families don't know what to do.
Guacamole.
The families just don't know what to do, and they're
Understand.
ashamed. By the way, this has a
Social
low
records.
battery.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video, or maybe never. Cheers.
Yeah.